US President Donald Trump has held separate meetings with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, which the White House has described as positive and productive. Now, their closed-door meetings were held ahead of the memorial for Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, who was one of the strongest US political supporters of both of those countries. Now, for her analysis, Global Affairs Editor Laura Tingle joins me now from Sydney. Laura, this is the first time Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu have met since they launched a joint war against Iran. Do we know how the meeting went?
Well, yes and no, Gemma. Very unusually, President Trump hasn't had anything sort of expansive to say about the meeting, which was not one that he sought. And basically, Benjamin Netanyahu basically inveigled his way in by asserting that there was going to be a meeting. I think this is more about politics for both men than any significant strategic engagement, because both of them have elections coming up. Benjamin Netanyahu wants to continue to suggest that he's very close to President Trump and has President Trump's support. Donald Trump just needs Benjamin Netanyahu not to be a difficulty for him at the midterm elections, at a time when Israel has become an issue of great contention in US politics, where support within the United States for Israel has really been declining. So we haven't heard a lot about that, but clearly there were signs before the meeting started that President Trump was quite irritated about the way Prime Minister Netanyahu had been briefing out about what the meeting was going to be about.
Both leaders appear to want to take the Iran war in different directions. What are the major points of difference there?
Well, I think the major points of difference really go to the scale and extent of the war, Gemma. We've got the President very much focused now on the Strait of Hormuz and essentially trying to find a way out of the war without losing face, without losing capacity. Israel clearly wants the war to be fought, continue to be fought and to be fought aggressively. A major concern now, of course, is actually this question of how much capacity the US has to continue to fight without reaching some critically low level of air defence systems, not just for itself, but also for all its other Gulf allies in the region.
And Laura, earlier President Trump met with Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky. Where is that relationship at the moment?
Well, in a very different place from that extraordinary scene that we saw in February 2025 when he was berating Volodymyr Zelensky in the Oval Office. I think there are a few things to take into account here, Gemma. Apart from anything else, everybody's been making the point about the fact that he's seen as a winner, the Ukrainian president, but also he's also now got this technological edge that the world is looking at. The Americans want to buy into that technology on drones and other, really fast-moving equipment. And of course, I think Volodymyr Zelensky has really emphasised in recent days the importance of that technology in a wider sense by its attack on movements in the Caspian Sea between Iran and Russia. And he's really, in a way, emphasised the point that Iran and Russia have been sort of supporting each other, if you like, in the two wars, that therefore, pointed out to the US president that Russia is helping Iran in its attacks on America and its allies, and really putting a lot of pressure on the US president as a result.